All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we're tearing down the exact mechanics of Google Ads, and we're strictly focusing on how your strategic account architecture directly manipulates auction economics. For those of you studying digital marketing strategy, this is exactly where theory meets raw mathematical execution. We're stripping away all the creative subjectivity today. Instead, we're looking at the exact constraints and variables that dictate who wins and who loses in the world's most ruthless digital marketplace.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're starting with the importance of relevance, then looking at ad rank economics, breaking down proper account structure, exploring tightly themed ad groups, and wrapping up with SKAGs versus cluttered groups. Let's get to it.
Section 1. The importance of relevance. Think about this number for a second. In 2023 alone, Google pulled in over $237 billion. Yeah, billion with a B, from advertising. That's a staggering 77% of their total revenue. From a strategic standpoint, that massive revenue stream completely relies on one thing: protecting its user base from irrelevant search results. See, Google's core product isn't actually the ads. It's the trust and attention of the searcher. If the results are garbage, the user leaves, and that entire multi-billion-dollar ecosystem just collapses.
Let's make this real. Imagine someone searches for an epoxy flooring contractor in Fort Collins. Now, what if Google let a massive carpet store just buy its way to the top of that specific search? The user intent is completely violated. They want epoxy, not carpet. If advertisers could freely manipulate these placements just by throwing cash around, users would abandon the platform in droves. It's a direct threat to Google's entire business model.
So to enforce this relevance and basically prevent market manipulation by the highest bidder, Google uses something called a quality score. Now, as strategists, you absolutely cannot look at this as just some vanity metric. You have to treat it as an economic multiplier. It's an internal 1 to 10 scale that dictates exactly how closely your keyword, your ad copy, and your final landing page align with what the consumer actually typed into that search bar.
How does Google actually calculate this? Well, the algorithm essentially acts as a strict auditor. It scans highly specific technical elements on your final destination page. It's checking your URLs, your H1 tags, your image file names, and your ad copy to verify that your ad perfectly aligns with the search intent. If you bid on epoxy flooring, but your images are lazily named commercial floor coating, and your H1 tag just says, "Welcome," your quality score is going to tank. Google wants total alignment, no exceptions.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, Ad Rank Economics.
So every single time a user hits enter, Google runs a split-second auction. It determines who gets seen using the ad rank formula. And it's actually pretty straightforward. Your ad rank equals your maximum financial bid multiplied by your quality score. The higher your ad rank, the higher your position on the page. And here's the kicker, the lower your required cost per click.
This table right here, this is the entire ballgame. Look at Company A. They're bidding just $4, but they have a stellar quality score of 9, giving them an ad rank of 36. Now look at Company B. They are bidding 50% more, $6 a click. But because their quality score is a lousy 6, their ad rank is exactly the same, 36. Company A mathematically ties or outright defeats competitors who are just lazily throwing money at the auction. By optimizing for relevance, Company A severely drives down its customer acquisition cost compared to Company B. That's a massive competitive advantage.
Part 3. Proper account structure. Now, if you want that wildly profitable 9 out of 10 quality score, you absolutely have to manage your Google Ads structural hierarchy. You can't just dump keywords into a bucket. You have to architect the whole thing. This top-down hierarchy is where you exert control. It flows from the overarching account level, down into campaigns, then into ad groups, and finally lands on the specific keywords and ads. Knowing exactly where to apply constraints in this hierarchy is literally the foundation of digital marketing strategy. Let's zoom in on the campaign level. Using our Mile High Codings case study, this level is specifically where you dictate geographic targeting. By keeping your Denver bids completely isolated from your Fort Collins bids, you can allocate precise budgets to distinct markets. You exclude overlapping zip codes right here at the campaign level, so you avoid the frankly catastrophic error of bidding against your own account. Section 4. Tightly themed ad groups. Here's where things get granular. Your ad groups must, and I mean absolutely must, be broken down by isolated services. In our case study, ensuring that epoxy keywords are grouped together and never, ever mixed with commercial polyaspartate flooring or concrete staining is mandatory. It's simple. If a user searches for epoxy, they must see an ad strictly about epoxy.
The name of the game here is hyperfocus. An optimized ad group requires a single, unified theme. Your ad copy has to explicitly include those core keywords. And crucially, you've got to route that traffic to a dedicated, matching landing page. When you do this, you guarantee your ad copy and landing page directly match the user's specific intent. And like we talked about earlier, this forces Google to reward you with a higher quality score, which directly lowers your acquisition costs.
Finally, Section 5, SKAGs versus cluttered groups.
So, what's the biggest strategic failure we see? It's the cluttered ad group. If you just dump every keyword into a single massive ad group, say throwing concrete repair, epoxy coating, and standing all into one bucket, you basically force yourself to write generalized ad copy. And generalized copy guarantees lower relevance. Lower relevance guarantees a lower expected click-through rate. And when you plug that into our ad rank formula, it results in drastically higher cost per click and massively wasted ad spend. It totally breaks the economic model. This single structural error is the silent killer of thousands of marketing budgets every year.
To flip the script and totally maximize the unit economics on your best targets, you use SKAGs, single keyword ad groups. This is an advanced structural tactic where you isolate your top-tier keywords into their own dedicated groups. This establishes a 100% exact message match between the search query, the ad text, and the landing page. Now sure, they are incredibly time-consuming to manage, but for proven, high-revenue terms, SKAGs allow you to completely dominate the auction economics.
I'm going to leave you with a final thought to chew on. The mechanics we just broke down dominate digital marketing strategy today. But, as you know, the landscape is evolving fast. As user behavior inevitably shifts toward AI agents and prompt-driven interfaces, where users might completely bypass the traditional Google search results page altogether, how will the strict structural discipline and auction economics you build today adapt to the ad placements of tomorrow? It's a massive strategic challenge, and it's one you are all going to have to solve.